My place is in complete turmoil at the minute. All the props have turned up. One of these have survived, which is good. We got the tables. But the funny thing is, it's going over it. Avoid the Game Boy Mega Machine. Oh, it's got so full. This one right here, this is one that didn't actually work on the grand final. And apparently this is not turned off in the lorry since it got like posted from Vienna. So yeah, it chose to work when it wasn't supposed to. It's got a tilt switch to turn off when it's not supposed to be in use. And yeah, look at that. So that's what it was supposed to look like. All flashy and stuff. Hello, I'm back, and a couple of days ago the props turned up. It's a complete turmoil. It's turned everything upside down, which is fine, but got to get it over to the museum and set up as quickly as possible. The plan with the keyboard, this keyboard down here. So this is the keyboard that I used in the Eurovision performance, of course. I built it before that. It was quite a fun thing. There's a bunch of shorts. This is a bit of a compilation medley, this video. So here's a bunch of shorts of making these things. I was in Tesco's 20 minutes ago, and I go to a smaller Tesco to buy some tea bags, but I found myself in a larger Tesco than usual. And I was going to the tea bag section, and I was in my own world, and I was looking at it. I saw this, saw a larger one than usual, and I went, ooh, big boy. And this guy in front of, I didn't realise there was a guy in front of me, and he turned around and went, whoa! I think he thinks I was going, ooh, big boy, to him. And I tried explaining to him via like picking up one of these and saying that I was just surprised picking it up, but I think he wasn't having any of it. I think he thinks I was going, ooh, big boy, to him. So if you're out there, mate, this is the big boy I was talking about. I'm sorry if I caused you any confusion. very point, me and my wife had to go to the hospital because my wife was having our baby Max. He's nice and healthy, all good, happy stuff. But Mitch had to take on the reins doing the soldering, and even my dad pitched in because we only had 2 days left to get them made and get them shipped off. So thanks guys for that. keyboard. Fuck. I didn't get this message. It's about, I mean, maximum. Well, there's at least 10 on this side. That one's backwards, but it's all right. It's quite good backwards, actually. It looks quite good when they're running at different speeds. Yeah, it was quite a big job. It was just before my baby was born, so I was trying to blast through it. It was quite a fever dream to get it done. And yeah, I've made it in such a way that hopefully this is going to be able to make a fully working synthesizer. Like, there's oscillators, they've got all of the knobs make sense, and the switches. So I designed it like a synth. So hopefully we're going to be able to make this a stripboard layout, and that'll be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So it's got keyboard controller for a keyboard. It's got a bunch of lights for why nots. We've got oscillators, we've got mixer, we've got filters, we've got ADSRs, we've got a sequencer and a delay and things like that. So I'm going to try and make this over the next few months, putting it up bit by bit. So focusing on stripboard layout for oscillators, for instance, a mixer, power supply, MIDI to CV, etc. Things we've covered before, but gonna, you know, do it again, and then this will be bolted into the museum. But behind it, have a look at that. It's still actually running, as you saw in the other video just earlier on that short. So the plan is, what is the plan with these bad boys? Well, let's talk about that now. So if you didn't see, these panels were bolted to the bottom of tables. In fact, the other two are still bolted to tables. The tables are such an awkward shape. They're 2 meters by 1 meter, and they're very low. They're not really much use. The rest of them got chopped up for parts because they wouldn't fit in any of the doors. But I'm gonna try and make a rolling workshop table out of one of them, and we're gonna use the other two for museum displays. So let's get this one out of the way. Oh yeah. The thing is with Eurovision, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was so much performances over and over again that this actually, well, this one in particular wasn't working for the grand final, and they had to do run-throughs about twice a day for about 4 to 5 days. And yeah, sod's law, this one was working all right for the rest of the time, and it's working right now, but it didn't turn on. The reason why is because of tilt switches. I had to go for a modern tilt switch. Didn't really have much time to find a tilt switch that was good, so I just took a punt on a tilt switch, I thought. So what tilt switch the plan would do is the tables in the performance, so when the whole thing would be off, because you're not really allowed to go back and sort out the props and stuff. So I had to have it kind of like minimal fuss and minimal things to remember to switch things on. So the idea was they'd never be on until they were lifted upright, and then they'd turn on and start lighting up. But that was a whole can of worms I opened. And, you know, it would have been great if we was allowed to use mercury tilt switches, but I don't know what health and safety would have had to say about that. But yeah, I could have just covered them up, but oh yeah, no. So we got ball bearings, and they were working fine at the start, but they stopped working after a while. Maybe I went over the current consumption or something. There's a lot of haze, a lot of fire on that stage, so maybe they got sticky. I don't know. Anyway, right now I'm going to lift it up onto this table. Oh, this one's got unbolted from the actual table. There's a bit of a lump. Oh yeah. So this was plonked together, as I said, just as my baby was born, and it was quite fun to put together. I drilled so many holes that my nipples chafed. Yeah, and then Mitch and my dad actually finished it when I had to kind of go to the hospital, of course, obviously. So a lot of soldering, lots of wires, and it was a cool thing. Pink was the colour of choice, so all of the LEDs are pink. But right now, what we need to do is replace the tilt switch with just a cable, so we can power it with a simple 6-volt power supply, so we can get 2 of these bolted into the window at the museum. That's the plan today. So I'm just gonna do it. Oh, I've just realised I lost my soldering iron at Eurovision. Oh no, I haven't got a soldering iron. Ooh, shucks. Maybe way goes. Way goes! Don't be shy, shows your Virgos. So this is the tilt switch. It's on a 3D printed part. It's literally, so there's a ball bearing that goes into a metal socket at the bottom. I put it at 45 degrees and 3D printed it to sit right there, like like so. As you know, it didn't fully work, so I'm going to bypass it. So say bye-bye to you. And then we're gonna find the black wire. Where's the black wire? There's the black wire. Oh, yes. This is all it was a bit of a rush job, so it's not the neatest of wiring. It's sometimes the kind of looseness of the wires help somewhat, but it was a little bit of a rush job, this, so not the neatest thing in the world, but it did the job. Oh, right, so gonna wire this up to a power socket. Right, here we go. Showtime. So you can see it's all lighting from the back. That's good. It's all lighting. So we got we got the eyes, we got everything going on the back. So I'm gonna plonk this one into its frame, get another one, and we'll take them both over to the museum and bolt them onto the window. Also, because basically made these in about 4 days in total for the whole thing, ended up going with a kind of different approach. So there's an Arduino Mega that's sitting in here. You could see the Arduino Mega. So that's visible from the front. The idea is if something did go wrong, it was easy to get to. Then the batteries actually sit there, so they could be replaced. But then used a Darlington transistor array to be able to light all of them. So the idea is each row is one of the pins on the LEDs, and then you've got these arcade buttons that are also doing that. So there was plenty of lights, plenty of lights. I don't really know what the idea was of these. They're like sort of power distribution things. They're so quick in the video, like they're boom, boom, boom. So it's just a bit of fun. It was an opportunity to make some fun stuff. But let's get this built, let's get this built. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, these tables seriously weren't mine. They were very well built. So the tables I didn't actually make. A prop company called Monkey C made the tables. So I made the bits that went on the tables, but yeah, Monkey C made the tables. They make a lot of props for TV and things like that. It was all orchestrated by Maddie, who kind of got it all put together, because there was a lot of things to figure out, including the costumes and the helmets and things like that. Those were built as well. Bloody hell. So as you can tell, quite a lot of work went into that one point. So yeah, a lot of fun, but I'm just going to clean up these cuts. Just carefully pop it on there. Whew. Oh, it's a lump. It's a right old lump. Oh, nearly. Bloody Nora, they're heavy. Oh no. Because the potentiometers obviously aren't real, they're just M6 bolts with some washers on. Keeps it nice and cheap. So M6 bolts are nice replacements because they're 6mm diameter. These are 6.35mm. So it works, it's the same, it's all good. So there we go. Got some of the missing ones fixed. So let's oh my god. Let's get over to the museum. Oh, it's a lump. It's a blooming lump. The blooming lumps. See you later. Oh my god. Well, we've got the display. There they are, plonked on the wall, on the door, on the window. So it's this window, there's a bunch of windows. That's the museum, and then Yeah, we've got that window. Look at it. That's all of it. Well, it's not all of it, but we've got all the Cosmos, and then we got all of the flashy lights. Ooh, lovely jubbly. This is what they look like at night. It looks pretty cool. So this is the museum. This is the front room. So there's one of the room wall displays, window displays of all the Teletubbies and the thingamajiggies. And then we've got the Eurovision panels over here. Look at that. How cool is that? They're so bright. And they actually work. Woohoo! Where I just, like, the one point came up and I was, ha ha ha. That's literally what I dreamt of doing. Okay, the points are, regardless of what the points are, it was still what I dreamt of doing. Like, what an experience to do. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Back to normal now. As you can see, I'm in the museum, and there's a couple of other bits of the setup I'm still putting in, but yeah, it's all been stored basically in you know, broad daylight for people. So this is the dancers' computer heads with all the doodles. There's the dancers' names underneath them. I can't read backwards. Luke, Andrew, Reese and Hetty. They obviously had a lot more things to wear, and they had the green helmets, which is obviously in the window. But yeah, that's up there. So if you want to see these things, come and check it out. And basically, I'm on to the next project, whatever that may be. Well, I know what it is. So I'm working on the car horn next. And then I'm going to, oh, I need to plug that in. Yeah, so plug this back into the organ. That would be pretty cool. There's a lot of things plugged into the organ, including Vila's touch activated MIDI Furbies. Very cool. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on a siren machine for the roof. I'll be talking about that and loads of the other projects that I'm working on way before they go up and stuff over on Patreon. So if you want to support that kind of stuff, because Patreon's like how I'm able to do these things, and the museum's able to run and things like that. And you know, Eurovision, it's not you know, a paid shindig. You're just doing it, and it's basically Olympics for music, and it was amazing. It was so cool. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you later. Totally do.